Hey guys, Coach Dave here with the Ramsey team, and today is our final video series on the 5 fears that coaches have to overcome. And the last one, we're going to talk about overcoming this idea, this fear of being an imposter, this imposter syndrome. And so a lot of people have this myth in their mind that, I'll always be confident, I'll always have all the right answers, and I'll never doubt myself. Well, guys, here's the truth. Even our top coaches sometimes have doubts and sometimes have fears. But here's the reality. Fear is a feeling, not a fact. So let's talk about the facts. Your clients are not looking for perfection. They're looking for passion. And by the way, God does not call the equipped. He equips the called, meaning you're going to learn and grow as you build your practice. You're going to have some successes. You're going to have some failures. You're going to have some wins and some losses, some bumps and bruises along the way. Join the club. Okay. For 6 years, I've been coaching over 150 families that I've had an impact on, and they've paid off over $2 million worth of debt. And I've learned a lot throughout that process. Good and bad. And guess what? I myself have had the imposter syndrome. I've looked in the mirror and had to ask the hard questions. Would people even care if you didn't do coaching? Who's going to listen to you? Who would ever pay you for advice? You can't launch your own coaching practice. No one's going to hire you. I had to wrestle with those same things because, again, I don't have a financial background, but I do have the heart of a teacher, and I do have a passion to serve others. And I do have a big desire to help people win in their life and help them accomplish their goals. So when fear creeps in, really, you just got to go back to your why. Why did you even think about becoming a coach? Why do you have a desire to help people and transform their life? Ken Coleman often says, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's probably not your why. In other words, this has got to have a deep conviction in your heart. There's got to be just a passion and a desire in your soul to want to do this long term through the imposter syndrome time frame, and even when you have confidence through the roof because maybe you just had a big win helping a massive debt elimination with a client. So either way, through the ups and downs, through the roller coaster, I want to encourage you not to give up. Dave Ramsey says it best, that to be an overnight success, he said it takes years of consistency, years of hard work. And guess what? Even he has mentioned that he's had the imposter syndrome too. So you're not alone. I'd like to end our 5 video series this week with a brief story. So years ago, I went to Ruby Falls in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Some of you may have been there. And during the tour, we got to a spot where the tour guide said, "Hey, everyone look to your right. Do you notice that big hole in the ground?" We all said, certain we see it. And she said, "How do you think that hole got there?" Well, one little kid immediately shouted out. He said, "Well, you guys probably drilled it with a big tool." She said, "No, we didn't." And then a teenager shouted out from the middle of the group, and he said, "Well, I bet a big waterfall probably used to be in that one spot and it blasted a hole." She said, "No, that's not it either." And then an old gentleman raised his hand in the back, and he said, "I probably would assume that there was a small, steady drip for many decades that bored that hole." She said, "You're exactly right." What's the principle here? The principle is that consistency beats intensity every single time. So it's not about what you do today, it's about what you do every day that's going to produce the results that you want, which is changing people's lives, even during the difficult seasons, helping people change their family tree, even when no one's maybe calling you back, and stepping into other families' situations to help them solve their problem, giving them guidance, being the guide, not the hero, but you're drawing things out of your client to help them discover what's the next right step. And guess what? As you build consistency with your coaching practice, helping people even when you're confident or feel like an imposter, that's going to give you a testimony to push through to help encourage your clients as they're going through the debt snowball, as they're paying off their debt. They too have got to be consistent. Consistency is key. So I hope and pray that these video series challenged you, they encouraged you, and maybe they even motivated you. And if so, we would love to talk to you. Our team has been through the training. We're coaching people every day. So if it's helpful for you, click below, fill out the form. Our team will be in touch with you very soon. God bless.